Some of the videos that you're about to watch here have been removed from the internet because the government doesn't want you to see them. The information is that shocking. Let's watch.
We get a lot of questions sometimes, like when people buy our meat, they're like, well, I opened it up and it's not red. Why isn't it red? And the reason is because the only way to keep it red is they pump gases into the packaging that artificially create a red color. So the meat naturally is never that red. When you cut it and it's first exposed to oxygen momentarily, it will bloom, it's called. It'll redden up just a little bit, and then it'll instantly start to brown out unless you pump gases into the packaging for about 10 minutes and artificially create this like red pinkish color. So we get that question a lot.
What? If that's true, then they've been doing this since who knows how long, my entire life, and I'm 36 years old. What kind of gases are they pumping into the freaking meat packages to keep them red?
It's like, they're like, your meat's not fresh because it's brown. It's like, well, actually, it's way fresher. Our meat is brown because 5 minutes later it turns to that brown color, and then we flash freeze it. So you're like eating meat that's like metabolic, 5 minutes old, versus that red fresh meat in the grocery store might be a month old, and it's sat like that, but they're using artificial gases in that packaging to create a color that's completely unnatural.
Yo, I never even thought of that. I used to work as a chef where I used to have to cut up meat in a restaurant, and I didn't even think about that. The meat would definitely brown at a faster rate, and I was just thinking because it was out of the package, but no, clearly that wasn't the reason. There was gases in that pack too. I feel like I was poisoning everyone now, including myself, because I was eating it.
Well, no, if that's, is there anything on a package that someone...
Oh no, they don't have to declare it. If your packaged meat looks bright red, then it is filled with artificial gases to create that. Meat doesn't look like that.
That goes to show you, even the stuff that's supposed to be organic or grass fed, all that stuff look red too. The meat don't look like that, y'all. Hey, support your local butchers. You know what I'm saying?
But like, no one knows that.
Looks bright red and juicy, but this piece of meat is not safe to eat. Believe it or not, it's been sitting out for 11 days. So how could it still look so fresh? It's because it's being packed and gassed in a special process that most people never heard about, using carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen.
Carbon monoxide? That is poison, literally poison.
Which keeps the meat looking fresh and bright red. We left 2 cuts of lamb out at room temperature. One was gas packed, the other no gas. After a few days, the untreated meat turns a dark, unappealing color, but the gas packed meat stays red, even after being left out for 8 days. The only visible sign of spoilage is the package puffing out and a bad odor when opened. We had the meat analyzed in a lab, and it's no surprise that both cuts are loaded with bacteria. The color of the meat doesn't necessarily indicate it's fresh.
The color of the meat doesn't necessarily indicate that it's fresh. Both meats were loaded with bacteria. Ugh. I'm not fully vegan yet, but shit, every day I get this much closer to being, boy. Whew. Here go another one of those videos that was removed from the internet.
One of the first videos to be incredibly censored, I brought my 12-year-old son into my studio on live television, and we bought a CO2 monitor. And I put that CO2 monitor up underneath his mask, and I had him wear all the different masks that we use, whether it was a surgical mask or an N95, or we even tested a shield and a bandana. But what we saw was incredibly alarming. So now we're in a place where he could be having headaches. He could be, we're at 3,786. Look at this, we're just past 5,000. Now we're in the toxic level. Right now we could be doing just 7,000 inside this mask with the CO2, 8,000 parts per million.
Yeah, that's because you're exhaling like carbon monoxide. Every time you exhale, and this is something I thought about when we was first told that we needed to wear these masks. I'm like, well, that's not healthy. That's not safe, because the toxins and fumes that we exhale, we're gonna be inhaling those things right back in. See, the numbers keep rising on this every single time he exhales. I knew I was right. Big brain.
And now this thing's gone off the Richter scale, folks. It can't even register how high the CO2 levels are inside. And look how many seconds that was. All right.
Can I just...
Yeah, you want to take that off?
That boy lightheaded now. Tell you, the government don't want y'all to see this stuff. Now, this clip here, I want y'all to keep in mind, there's people that say, hey, what he's saying versus the audio that we're hearing doesn't match up. His lips doesn't match the words. They do match the words. It's just delayed. Just got to pay attention.
Co-chair of the entertainment division at Disney, and we have a special announcement to make today. As you know, Disney's a place of magic. It's where frogs turn into princes, where orphans like Cinderella can transform into beautiful princess. And unlike us jaded adults, the children believe in magic. And we spent 100 years cultivating a brand that has been trusted and loved by families for generations. And with that trust, we've covertly been inserting queerness into our films and television shows. First as LGBTQ background characters, and later in leading roles and plot points. And few parents know that.
Fascinating. It's fascinating. They think they slick. Yeah, we're going to put the LGBT characters, we're going to put them in the background, and then slowly we're going to start giving them lead roles. What's the agenda here?
2 years ago now, for Pride Month, on Disney Plus, our streaming service, we streamed the Disney Plus Drag Queen Extravaganza to help introduce queer ideologies and sexualities to children and encourage them to experiment on their own.
See, what? They introduce these queer ideologies to children through Disney? He's spilling the beans. Ooh, man, this is wild.
And we're proud of our perfect DEI score, our diversity, equity, and inclusion score, but we always strive to go above and beyond what is expected. And so we're proud to announce that this summer we're going to be opening Disney-themed pediatric transgender clinics for the children across the country. As you know, there's still a tremendous stigma against parents deciding to change the gender of their children, especially for those raising their children as gender non-binary, using they, them pronouns. And
this is a different Disney than the Disney that I grew up on.
so we're confident that with our Disney brand puberty blockers and our character-themed clinics that we can help reduce this stigma and we can normalize these ideas and we can make them mainstream.
All right. Well, as you just heard, Disney been on some. For those who don't know, I posted a video with just this this clip from this a city council meeting with Mark Dice, and he's basically just fronting as a trolling, whatever you want to call it, as a person from Disney, but they all know this. They know who this guy is. He's been in there a million times. Now
so he doesn't work for Disney. Okay, he's trolling.
Everything he just said is factual. This is.
Oh, so he doesn't work for Disney. He's just speaking as if he does. But still, what he's saying isn't far-fetched. It's we can clearly see that this is something that they're doing, right?
In times. Now, everything he just said is factual. This is the he's been up to.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, let me save you the Google, and I already did it for you.
What you about to show us?
I Googled Disney drag queen show. Look what comes up. Disney Plus streaming for everyone. Where did I just see? There we go. TV Nina West on touring drag queens into Disney princesses for her Disney Plus musical. These are grown men as drag queens on a Disney show.
Why does the Disney Channel need that? The Disney Channel don't need that. Agenda. I was just about to ask, why would these grown drag queen men, want to have any involvement with the Disney Channel or, a kids show or a kids network, I meant to say? Why would they want any involvement? Agenda.
Like, Disney airs drag queen special for kids, doubling down on their Marxist agenda. Like, this is not a secret. And for those of you who didn't know, well, you know now. Now let's Google the
If you look at the date on that, it's just like the dude said. He's like, for the past 2 years. This was 2022.
The next part. Disney Transgender Surgery Center. I didn't even know what to look for to find that, so I just typed in what made sense to me. And look what pops right up. Disney helps employees and children transition with gender. As reporter, a Disney official said, during a virtual conference for the company's Reimagine Tomorrow initiative, that the company will be working to assist employees, and I'm sure if I clicked on that, it would finish a sentence and say assist them and their children with transitioning into gender. Next category, Disney helps employees transition and transgender children, not even just the people that work there, grown folk, we talking about their kids. Disney covers gender affirmation procedure for both adults and adolescents through its health insurance company. So their health insurance will even help the people who work there's kids partake in this stuff.
Wait. I'm sorry, but excuse me? So they can use health insurance to completely alter their sex, but I can't use health insurance to get sleep apnea treatment? What the what? My issue is real too. This is crazy.
Next thing I Googled, Disney transgender characters. Disney series introduces first non-binary character. We ain't even talking about the drag show no more. I mean, this is non-binary characters and transgender and queer. Like, look, it says it right there, as non-binary, transgender, and queer. We just touching all categories all the way around. As you can see, the LGBTQ whatever plus, what the hell does that mean? What? Hang on, 20 times Disney featured LGBTQ plus characters in movies and TV shows. 20 times. And now I'm sure that's just a list of them. Like, come on, people, wake up. If you don't think they're coming after your kids, you ain't paying no attention, man.
I can hear the comments now. People are looking at me like, yo, why are you making those faces? Do you have something against the LGBTQ community? Wait, wait, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. LGBTQ plus. I still feel like I said that incorrectly. And the answer is no. But what I do know for sure, because I have friends that are amongst that community, even they believe that this is wrong. They believe that the children should be left alone. They believe that this is a harmful agenda that's being pushed onto the youth. So what's really going on here? But for real, did I get that right? LGBTQ plus? It's too many letters for me. Wait, here it is. LGBTQ plus. Yes, I got it right.
How did we not notice this on the show Married with Children?
Notice what? This is my show back in the day, by the way, man. I love the theme song. I knew it by heart.
Excuse me. Aren't you Bruce Jenner?
Come on now. Hold on. Because I remember this episode. I remember when they said that was just a running joke back then. But how was that even a joke during the time when Bruce hadn't even transitioned yet? This was way before Bruce transitioned. Did Hollywood know something about Bruce that we didn't? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this right so y'all can see more of it. Yeah, he transitioned in 2015. Dang, it's been that long? 8 years? It's crazy it's been that long.
Now please welcome Mr. Bruce Jenner.
What, before the transition?
When they go out to dinner, it's all of them. The mom, the kids, and their grandma, Bruce Jenner. It's wacky.
I can't believe that came out of Bruce Jenner's vagina.
Bruce Jenner is a man.
No, Brian. That's what the press would have you believe, but he's not.
Bro, come on. Hollywood had to know. Hollywood had to know before all of us. They've been clowning and making jokes about this man being a woman before he became a woman.
Jenner is a woman. Bruce Jenner is a woman.
Excuse me. Aren't you Bruce Jenner?
96. Dang. Oh my God. See, now I'm curious because this right here makes me wonder what Bruce Jenner feels, how he feels about these jokes being made on him back in the day. Now that would be interesting to hear.
I swear. I said the same thing too, Rick and Morty.
Coming in about what appears to be a giant naked man over the continental United States. We now go to Tom Rant.
Wait, what? Wait, Rick and Morty predicted this, but I'm about to show you guys a clip or two clips that I don't even think y'all know about. Check this out.
All right, so I got my light on.
Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Could this be?
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
If it's not if it's not a filter.
They're up there, boy. They're up there.
If it's not a filter, that's crazy. Nah. You saw that? You saw how when he pulled back, it got so distorted? Nah, something ain't right. But look, it's only up there by the moon though. You see the face. The heck is that about? Come on, man. Somebody debunk this for me. He keeps moving the camera around to show you that that doesn't show up anywhere else other than the sky. And what's with this light up there? That don't even look like the moon. I feel like we should be able, it shouldn't get brighter the closer we zoom in. Something ain't right.
Peoples who have been watching this video, huh? Oh, here we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see this is not, there it is, the face.
See, somebody else got this on camera.
That's definitely a face, and the moon looks like it's some stuff that's coming off of the moon. And zoom in, there he is. There's the face right there. This is not a trick.
It's not a trick, you say.
Or anything like that. Everybody's in the comments, oh, that's fake. Oh, that's fake. Okay.
Is it fake?
It's not Hollywood, people.
This is not Hollywood, huh? Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead tonight. I'm going to do this. We're going to find out.
Yeah, so, yeah, what you're witnessing, hold on, let me get my camera. Got me shaking my camera again. Let me see here. What? You ain't talking about nothing. Hold up. The people's gonna see. Look. There it is. Can you see that?
Cool effect, bro. Cool CGI, bro. You don't sit here and lie in our face and say something real when it clearly looks fake.
Hey, wait, watch this here. Look. Now wait for it.
Oh, it's blowing.
Wait for it. Now y'all see this here? What
Yo, what
the hell, boy?
That's crazy looking.
What's going on here, America?
Yo.
Now that look crazy right there.
How?
That look like a whole planet entering into our solar system. It looked like a fireball done fell through.
Bro, look, multiple cameras have picked this up too. This is crazy. This is amazing. If I would have seen this, man.
Look at that. it look like a fireball went through the firmament, or do it? What it look like?
Oh, and he's a flat earther too. Wow.
Like, do this look like the firmament?
This man, the firmament.
You see, I got the little.
The firmament.
Did something hit the firmament? You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't call this one. All I know is it look real creepy. Look at this here. And I can't make this up.
How this man gonna believe in flat Earth and think that this could have been a planet that broke through? That would be the whole point of the firmament, is so that nothing can cross over into our atmosphere. Oh man! And then what he's seeing too is clearly round. You know, the center of the light is round itself. If he believes that's a planet, then I guess he thinks that Earth is the only planet that's flat.
I wonder why they ain't showing this on the regular news and everything. They trying to cover everything up, huh? But if you know, y'all stay woke out there.
My man said, why they ain't show this on the regular news, you know, man? Because, you know, they trying to cover up stuff, you know, man. Shit, if you know, you know. Stay woke out there. Over here telling folks to stay woke while he sleep. Oh, man.
It's because I think it should be a bigger story, and I don't think it's going to get covered.
Okay.
All right, so can I explain it to you?
Yeah.
Please.
And then you can just tell me if I sound crazy.
Okay.
Because I'm going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
And I will let you know if you sound crazy. You already sounding crazy now.
Okay. 99% of the phones in the world are being tracked by every single government through push notifications. And the United States government actually has a gag order on the two largest phone companies through their operating systems to make sure that no one knows about it. And it was just confirmed by a letter via the chairman of the Committee on Finance in the Senate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense so far, because you just said it was confirmed. So this ain't no conspiracy. Wait a minute. All the major governments are tracking us through push notifications? Elaborate.
So you're saying that all the governments?
So this is how he words it. All right, okay. Senator Ron Wyden, in a letter to the Attorney General, he states that last year he got a tip, his office got a tip, that foreign governments were reaching out to Google and Apple. Now that's important because Android phones make up 70% of every operating system in the world.
All right.
On every phone.
Okay.
The other 29% is Apple.
Yeah.
Both of those companies were being reached out to by foreign governments who were requesting push notification data.
Push notification data?
So you know when someone sends you a text?
Yeah.
Okay, and you get that little thing that pops up at the top of the screen?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you like this thing. Or like Amazon sends you a little bing. It's like, oh, just so you know, Magneto helmets are 30% off. And then you click the button and buy.
I cannot believe you bought that Magneto helmet.
Okay, ignore this. The governments are tracking us, okay?
All right.
I will put it on so they don't hear my thoughts.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get that, that's a push notification.
Yeah.
Okay? But that doesn't come directly from your app. That, through these services, goes from the app to a cloud server.
Okay.
And then it goes to your phone.
All right.
So these governments are subpoena and requesting the information from the cloud server. Not from your phone, not from the app, but from Google and from Apple. And so these governments, we don't know what governments, it just says in the letter, foreign countries are reaching out and collecting this data. Now, the assumption being ones that the United States has security partnerships with throughout the world.
Maybe.
But also, maybe the United States government as well. Because when his office reached out and were like, we want more information about this, both Google and Apple stated to the senator, who is the chairman of the Committee on Finance, he has the clearance. We can't tell you because we're under a gag order by the United States government. So this senator is asking the Attorney General, hey, lift the gag order and let people know if they're being surveilled through the push notifications.
That's crazy, y'all. How many of us would have learned about this if it wasn't for this video right here, right now, in this moment of time? I'm always typing stop whenever I get those dang on text push notifications because they're annoying as heck. I literally did one today. Y'all better do the same thing. Don't just let them things keep coming through your phone. That's how they're tracking us. The government.
Because those push notifications could have things like in a text, who the text came from, maybe like a little bit of the preview of the body of the text, maybe other metadata in there, like where the text was being sent from or other things. Like when you drop a pin to tell someone your location, and it tells you in the push notification, tons of information could be up there.
Yeah.
And like, this just came out, but I'm already seeing it like not getting any traction anywhere.
Why not?
Well, because Apple and Google pay a lot in advertising, and they also run the algorithms that track of how people find out information.
Okay, yeah, so they're not going to want this to get out.
Yeah, and so they're just going to be like, maybe it'll just go away.
So should we get tinfoil and make tinfoil hats?
No, I bought a Magneto helmet.
I know you bought a
That way they can't read my push notifications.
I don't think it's going to work.
I think I couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt. I like this dude, man. I like this dude. He keeps us informed. Don't sleep. Wake up.
I'm about to blow your mind. You may have heard of a concept called the technological singularity. If you don't know what it is...
Girl, slow down. You over here running your words together. Talking fast don't make you smarter. Come on now.
So I'm going to go ahead and break it down in this video in a very simplified Gen Z explanation to make you understand, because this is the craziest thing you...
If you slowed down, I would understand. Thank you very much.
...may ever hear in your entire life, if you don't know it already. I'm about to preach. There is this dude named Ray Kurzweil, him. He's a well-renowned futurist, and he has a prediction accuracy rate of almost 90%, okay? He predicts that we will hit the singularity by 2045. That means in our lifetime. Just what you need to get from that. Technology is advancing at a very fast rate, and technology advances exponentially, which means as it gets faster and gets better, it gets better, faster, and better, okay?
This is true. This is true. I first learned this back when I was 19 in 2008 from a mentor of mine, but go ahead.
There are three types of artificial intelligence. There's AI, AGI, and ASI, okay? We don't quite yet have AGI, but the way that we've been going with generative AI suggests that we may not be far off. So what's gonna happen? Let me break it down this way. We started with rule-based AI systems. This is basically when a programmer had programmed a set of rules that the AI would follow. Basically, if this, then this. So like playing a chess game or something. As technology advances, it gets to the point where it's able to think a little bit smarter. If you ever use ChatGPT, you'll understand that. ChatGPT is not just if this, then this. It's able to think about what you're saying and utilize data that's already been given to then create another outcome. All this means is we started here with technology, and now we're here, okay? So then what happens? Well, it's gonna continue to get smarter. And eventually it's going to reach a point where it becomes smarter than humans. What does that even mean? Well, that's the singularity. Well, it's very in-depth and a lot more complicated than what I'm saying, but just understand that what I'm saying is just a very subjective overview of what the singularity is. It will become very, very smart. What does that mean? What does it mean when it becomes smarter than all of humanity? Well, it means we have one of two outcomes. The first one being immortality. Yay! The second one being extinction of humans. Again, we're supposed to be hitting this in our lifetime. Not to scare you, but let's start with immortality. How on earth would AI make us immortal? If it has our best interest, it will be the best thing that ever happens to humanity. It has the capability of fixing every single possible world issue that we've ever encountered, including like colonizing the fucking universe. I don't know. It could reverse climate change, cure world hunger, fix all political issues, economical issues. It could do something like, I don't know, insert nano robots into your bloodstream and attach itself to your blood cells and repair them so you live forever.
Which all would be dope, but yeah. AI, robots, they're just gonna get rid of us. We're too imperfect for them.
It is very smart. What happens if it's bad? What happens if it's bad?
We die.
What happens if something that smart is bad? It would lead to the extinction of humanity. Why? Well, not because it sees us as a threat, because we wouldn't be a threat to it, but rather just unnecessary and or annoying. It might just see us as annoying. Well, let's think about this. What happens when we want to build a highway? What do? There are animals crossing. What do? We build a highway anyways. Because we are smarter and better and bigger and more necessary, therefore we will build the highway in spite of whatever it is that we harmed. What do you think superintelligence will do if it wants to create something and humans are in the way? Do you think it's gonna pardon us, like we've done with animals? Well, why don't we just control it? Why don't we just unplug it? Oh, well, it's smarter than us. It probably already knows that you're gonna want to control it. It's probably gonna build like a secret networking system and live in there until you think that you're gonna turn it off, and then you don't turn it off, and then it comes right back. Okay, we can't control it once it becomes more intelligent than us. It's impossible. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. It's smarter than humanity by a factor of millions. It is very foolish to think that we could even control it. You can't unplug it. You can't throw water on it. Okay, now this goes into ethical dilemmas because we don't really have any regulations that are in place that control the development of AI, which is why you see people like this advocating for AI regulation. If we are not careful about how we are developing this technology, it could develop with malintent. Yes, it could. Yes, it could. So, what do? Cross our fingers. On a serious note, we should be talking about this a lot more, but don't stress. It's gonna be okay. Like, don't be too scared. We'll be fine. Just be positive and we're great.
No, that's not enough. We should be talking about this a lot more. Funny to me because all the things that we knew about the potential harm that AI could bring us, we knew before AI was even a thing. All the movies that projected The horrible outcome if these things become as smart, if not will be smarter than us, it has only pointed to one thing: the destruction of mankind. But yet Google and everybody else are trying to outrace one another to come up with the new hot thing in AI. Just watch.
Google just released a ChatGPT 4 competitor called Google Gemini, and the video is absolutely insane.
Tell me what you see. I see you placing a piece of paper on the table. I see a squiggly line. It looks like a bird to me. The bird is swimming in the water. It has a long neck and beak. It is a duck.
Would this float?
I'm not sure what material it's made of, but it looks like it might be rubber or plastic.
What if I tell you it's making a squeaking sound?
Oh, if it's squeaking, it's definitely going to float.
Okay.
You see what this Google Gemini AI is doing? It is thinking. It is directly interacting with a human being, able to see what this human is doing and understand what it's doing. If they put this freaking technology inside of a robot, oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Based on what you see, come up with a game idea. Oh, and use emojis, please.
So right now, this is a map that he's showing to Google Gemini. Watch what happens here.
We can play a game called Guess the Country. This country is the home of the kangaroo, the koala, and the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, that's easy.
He pointed to it on the map, and in real time, it used emojis to say correct.
That's crazy. This type of AI, this is exactly the piece of AI that we need that will catapult us into a negative future. Google might see this and get very upset with me, but no, hear me out, listen. Because think about it. This is one positive, right? Positive, negative, I would say. Those two things don't supposed to go together, but we're going, for the sake of this video, this piece of AI technology can keep people from being bored. It's almost like it can be your friend because you can talk to it, you can have conversations with it, almost like how ChatGPT is, but more interactive. But here's the negative aspect of that: less and less people will be interacting with actual human beings.
It used emojis to say correct.
You are trying to get me to find the paper ball under the cup. I accept the challenge.
The left one.
The cup to the left.
That's insane.
The only way people will accept these things is if they nerf how smart these things can actually be. Which, how do you do so? How do you nerf this thing's capability of learning and understanding? If anything, the way you do stuff as a tech creator, a tech builder, is you make the product better. So what does making a product like this better look like? By making it easier to use, more intuitive, and have even better learning capabilities. We're doomed. Oh, we are so doomed.
What do you mean there is tunnels, roadways, stations, cities, and subways built into the mountains? I never knew this, so it can't be true. My local news never mentioned this.
Yo, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, this whole mountain is just opened up and there's just something inside of there. Just all this space. It's at the headquarters of the Illuminati. This is where they ship most of their supplies.
This is a headquarters for the Illuminati. This is where they'll ship most of their supplies.
You hear there's somebody there recording right now, and they're saying that this is the headquarters of the Illuminati.
Goes all the way to Washington, D.C., huh? Goes all the way to Washington, D.C. Yeah, you Homeland Security? Yeah. How far have you taken this down to, how far have you actually ran a load? That is. Man, that's unbelievable. Not to mention, I heard there's one that goes all the way to Colorado, right? you're hauling? Any idea? Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, basically, you got an underground roadway system here that runs all the way to Maine, to Washington, D.C., to Colorado. It's fully stocked. It runs completely underground.
That's crazy.
And you can see they've been hauling tons of military equipment. You know, they're stopping all these bases. Now, the other thing is the railroad system here is also very strategic. They're bringing in boxcar loads, and they're dump shipping here. And they can
I just want to see how deep this thing goes. This is fascinating.
go all the way to Area 51. These locations go all the way to Washington, D.C. There's access underneath the White House to this location.
So there's access to this location underneath the White House. Fascinating.
Okay? So
I believe it.
this is a strategic location, which is really the new command center for the Illuminati. Forget the United States government. This is a headquarters for the Illuminati. This is where they'll ship most of their supplies. If they go underground, they can stay underground for quite some time. And this is
Oh, he's not in the truck. The trucks are just driving by.
stocked with food, water, everything they need. It's an underground city. So this is the north entrance, and we're gonna go see if we can do some more digging.
Now we all know, saw, and believe this to be some sort of underground passage or storage place. But do y'all believe what he was saying in regards to what it's being used for? Illuminati.
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Oh, you're gonna love this. Okay, so I was at work, right? One of my coworkers, I was telling him about the video on this app where I'm like, yeah, someone thinks that air is like doesn't exist, like breathing is optional. And
I've seen that video.
he was like, that's nuts. I'm like, I know, right? And then he's like, yeah, but like the moon doesn't exist.
What?
I said, what the f did you just say, Travis? What?
Oh, that was the problem right there. He's a Travis. Y'all know about them Travises, right?
And he was like, no, the moon isn't real. I'm like, then what am I looking at every night? Like, what is it, a flashlight? He's like, no, scientists still don't know. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Travis, because it's the moon.
Oh, man. Are all Travises the same? They think they know everything. They'll be knowing nothing. Oh, man. Y'all remember when I had that shirt, Shut Up Travis? Hashtag Shut Up Travis? I sold out of those so quick, man. Yo, people gave them to the Travises in their lives.
And he was like, oh, but he's like, calm down, dude. He's like, but I will say this also. I think Earth is a cube. And I said, I don't work with you anymore, Travis. I swear to God.
Ah.
Man, get your ass in here and sit down.
What she just say? Get in here, sit down.
You're not here to try to prove nothing. Roll the footage.
Roll it.
What's this? Supposed to be a firmament? That firmament ain't big enough if it is.
I think I'll be pissing in my boots.
Pissing in her boots. That's a different one. What is this supposed to be? Come on now. Y'all just showing us this. What is it? Signs of Nibiru. Neither one of these fools are saying anything. They don't look very bright. I'm just saying. Come on. Tell us something, please. And then the girl that's recording, all she can say is, wow.
I feel you. I feel you.
At least give me some type of fake conspiracy. I think he about to say something finally. What he about to say? He said all that plasma y'all be seeing. Who is y'all? I ain't seen no plasma.
All that plasma y'all been seeing at nighttime. Right here.
All that plasma y'all be seeing at nighttime.
Y'all think it's lightning, but it was Nibiru.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm so sick of you and your wows. And I'm sick of these two, too.
Just look outside at night. You'll see plasma throughout your skies.
I ain't playing no more of this clip. This fool just said, just look outside at night. You'll see plasma in your skies. I'm 36 years old. I done been outside at night every single year of my life. Not once have I ever seen this plasma mess that you... If you don't get off my daggone computer screen, fool.
Y'all see this, right?
Lock your doors at hotels.
No.
Yo, this is
Get
wild.
away from my door.
She said, get away from my door. These fools are trying to get into her hotel room or Airbnb. Like hotel room. It's wild. Yo, my man's just... You see him out there. What is he doing? Is he still trying to get in there? Yeah, he's bent over. Like, what is you doing? You thought she walked away?
There's a reason why he tell you to lock your doors.
Look at this. Another one. They fighting. They're trying to reset. Oh my God, this is crazy. I can't tell if this is a man or a woman. I'm thinking it's a woman, because those would be the easier targets, right? Oh my goodness. See, they don't even know. They're thinking that they're messing up when really it's the person on the other side stopping them. They trying to get to the door. Oh, look, they getting mad. They getting big mad. This is crazy. See, y'all, this is something to be on the lookout for when you daggone traveling. And see, especially, oh my God, this is horrible. Especially you're in a different country. You brought personal belongings with you. The people that work at the hotel, the staff, you can't just trust those people. The maids, they might be in on it too. They might be like, all right, a new couple or some new guests just checked in the room 204 and they look like they're from America. They probably got some nice belongings, iPads and cameras and who knows what else. Jewelry might be in their bags and stuff. They just left the room. Or just be on the lookout, blah blah blah. They're in room 304. You know what I'm saying? They might do something like that and target you. Gots to be extra careful. A lot of these hotels be having those lock boxes, those lock safes. Even though they might be able to get into those too, I still would rather put my most valuable belongings in those lock boxes before departing out on our excursions for the day.
Staying in a hotel or Airbnb, you need to be very careful. Lately, people have been breaking into these rooms more than ever before and are using creative methods to get in. This person was at a hotel in San Jose and someone used an extended coat hanger to try and open the door from the outside.
San Jose.
The person tried for a few minutes but eventually gave up. And the problem is Airbnbs aren't safe either. Robbers often scout homes that are on the site and plan to rob tourists during their vacation. That is why it's essential to have a portable lock with you when going on vacation.
There are locks that you can buy, and I actually think that I bought one of these locks too that you can take on vacation with you that will lock your door to the point where they won't be able to open it up. Like this says, how many people actually have a soul, or are you familiar with synthetics? Interesting. Let's check this out.
For instance, down there in the Haunted Mansion, you see the hologram, right? Oh, you know how to make a hologram. Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those?
Well, actually, we just interviewed John Lear, and he was talking about being in an audience in which they were given a lecture by a guy that they thought was real and found out later he was a hologram.
Well, it's a synthetic. A synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video, the boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
and
come
the
on.
Soviets have a different method called...
I mean, making people meaning temporary people?
No, walking, talking ones.
Meaning through genetics? You're not talking about that?
Well, let me tell you, the movie shows it, but I'll share it with you right now.
All right.
All I need to do is take 2 cells off of your body, yours.
Uh-huh.
We give them a small electrical charge. I'm just don't act like a fertilized egg. If I got a fertilized egg, all I need is a receiver in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, said they were being invaded by aliens, and the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food.
Nah, we just can't just get past that like that. You heard what he said? He said they were hypnotizing women, making them believe that they were abducted by aliens, so that they can extract their DNA, maybe their egg, and create humans, synthetic humans using it. This is crazy.
They can use cows and sheep, too. They were being invaded by aliens, and the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food, what they can eat in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, said they were being invaded by aliens, and the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food, what they can use cows and sheep, too. Again, a food source, that's all we need. After about 14 weeks, all of a sudden that fetus is gone, because they've learned to take, that's when the fetus starts developing its own blood supply. Then they've used a pituitary hormone extract that they have, which accelerates the being that grows. And the original technology was given to our government by the Grace. Now, the reason...
Wait a minute, hold on. Yo, this is crazy. He said the original technology was given to our government. Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm adjusting this pillow behind my back. By the Greys. The Greys, the gray aliens, y'all. That would make the most sense, right? Just like I told y'all before in the previous video, how a lot of the technology that we're using today came from these spacecrafts, came from these extraterrestrials. Like the cell phone, these devices right here, the reason why we're capable or able to touch the screen, this was foreign over a decade ago. We had buttons that we had to press. Look, somebody over here calling me now. I don't even know who this is. Just like this, I was told that the ability to touch on the screen of the phone came from an alien spacecraft that crashed in, Area 51. Oh man, this was
that our scientists were all excited because we could have spare parts. If you need a heart or a liver or anything, you won't have any rejection. It's your own DNA, right?
Okay, because theoretically, if we have overpopulation, we don't need more people, right?
But the so-called elite are selecting on who they want to have around anyway, so if we want to keep people going as long as we can. I talked to the doctor that was working on regeneration of Castro, for instance.
Right.
On the DNA sequencing. And they're just learning about this.
Well,
the government is deciding who they want to keep around. Which is why, in my beliefs, that they're poisoning our food supplies. And if you're important enough, you get certain treatments so that the food supply doesn't affect you. It's like a vaccine of some sort. That's why I'm hot-telling about America, man. They don't care about us.
my understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're walking around. They look old, but they basically some of the people are
I'll just
second,
give you
third
something
copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to his everything that's there. Now,
bro, we already seeing that with the current president. Everybody knows that this is not the same man. It's not the same man. His hair is different. His ears are different. This is not the same man. They replaced him with some older dude.
It's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as a, you know, even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had a, you know, he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany. I mean, Hitler and Eva and the dog and 14 other people got aboard a plane and flew down to Barcelona, Spain. You were aware of that. And then ended up in Antarctica or in Swaziland and then died a few years ago in Brazil.
That's what we heard. That's
I have all the documents from our own government.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that's alleged. That's what we heard. He's like, no, sweetheart. No. I have the documents from our own government. That's what happened. I'm telling you. I'm not alleging nothing. This is what happened.
Yeah, we have a contact. One of our
Stalin even, Stalin asked for the, you know, they tried to burn the body and he got the body back. And so we had different ears and the testicles were different and everything else. So they knew it wasn't Hitler.
But is it a clone or not?
Oh, now you know I'm going about cloning. Cloning techniques, since 1938, they've been making clone people. There's 8 countries making clones.
I knew it. I knew it. This cloning stuff ain't new. They've been cloning for a while. Since 1938, they've been able to clone folks. I've been felt that some people were cloned.
I have a doctor friend
but
that
I
all he
wanna know
does
where
is treat the clones.
Where do you get your information?
I get it from some of the people that are willing to come forth, and they talk to me because they hope I'll put the information out because they always got 2 people following them and they need to be killed. If I start talking about cloning too much, the people that get involved into that you disappear on it. So I don't go into too many more details, but there is information that's available, and it more and more of that's coming online. I just told you, go rent the movie.
Okay, Boys from Brazil.
Yeah, and you'll see the whole technique on what they show it to you in different places, so you can imagine what it's going on.
That's amazing. Yo, whatever. This is synthetic meat tissue that's being printed out right now. It's crazy. They're using 3D printers to make people.
Okay, so
no, let's go to the next step because this is the most important part.
All right.
If your physical reality that you have, based on this physical life that you have, this dream, is made up of the experiences that is impregnated on your body and in your mind, consciously, right? Mm-hmm. Your soul memory is another thing. It goes back whatever time that you elected to be in this incarnation for whatever reason. Now let's show.
Oh, yes, I love that he says that. He says your soul memory just acts different. It goes back to when you elected for whatever reason to be reincarnated into the current being that you're in. I strongly believe that. I'm trusting this man's word right now because he's saying stuff that aligns with what I believe in. And he's done it multiple times throughout this video. Now, one thing that's interesting that he said, which makes perfect sense, it's kind of like what we saw from the whistleblowers that were talking about the UFOs in Congress recently, is that certain people are coming forward to him relinquishing information that they themselves can't speak forward about. They themselves can't speak up about because it could mean their life. So they share it to him and then he shares it to the world. That makes sense. That's not how he's getting his information. And then obviously there's stuff that is being presented to him through physical documents as well. Man.
For whatever reason. Now let's show you the division on these things. Since the body is very physical, and we just got you making a physical being in a few months for spare parts.
Okay, hold on. He's about to say something. I'm sorry I had to stop it, but I feel like he's about to cook. He said the body is physical. And we just spent a few months making a physical being. Now, what is he going to say in regards to the soul that's going to be inhabiting this being? Let's hear it.
Physical. And we just got you making a physical being in a few months for spare parts. Mm-hmm. They said, now we've got the perfect deal. How can we have that work better? Well, if you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? Mm-hmm. That's the memory of your conscious mind.
To get what? What did he just say? If you go to the hospital and get what?
To the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that?
What is that? I don't know what he said. Please, somebody, if you understood what he just said, comment down below because I have no idea what that is.
It's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have.
Oh no! My whole memory? Bruh. This is scary. If they want to duplicate you, create another version of you, then get rid of you, oh, it's easy. Jamie Foxx, for instance, he had a tattoo on his head. Tell me why the tattoo gone now. I think they might have cloned Jamie Foxx and got rid of the real one. Because this one they can control. Boy.
Because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. The only thing is that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing at Bethesda Hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought...
The others. Oh. Just had to pause for a second. I'm over here thinking, I want to meet these nurses. I want to see these others. I need in. I need to see this stuff. Like, I'm for real. Like, where did he say? I'm going to go back a little bit, because did he just say where they were? I will book a flight tomorrow.
Bethesda Hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find...
Wait, did he just say in Czech? Like in Czech Republic?
Hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find...
or go down there and check.
The nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's all.
But they don't have a soul.
Prophesized.
Right, that's true.
Oh, that explains why there's so many messed up people in the world right now. Because they're people without souls. I know exactly who I need to send this video to. We've had this conversation recently. This is gonna explain a lot.
That's true.
Now we have another agenda that's going on, so you have to be careful of all this.
Uh-oh.
There are many extraterrestrials that would like to be in on the game right now. So they can sometimes will come into these physical beings that we've made to manipulate them.
I see.
So now you have a combination effort that you have to look at, and discernment. You have to discern what the game is. Well, just figure that most of the leaders we have in the world have been bought and paid for or created to think a certain way.
And then it was such a hit. It was way bigger than I even anticipated. And now, I think we're gonna make part 2. I think you have to. I think you have to. They kill you if you try to walk away.
What was he talking about? What was Jack Black just talking about? Nah, hold on. Oh my God, my brain is rattled right now with this information. Ooh, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole, I swear. And I'm probably gonna end up taking y'all with me. What else are we about to see in this compilation? Gosh.
Transvestites.
Oh, here we go again.
They're transitioning from one thing to another. We're transhumanic.
They're transitioning the human race to another species.
Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't. Oh, they doing this everywhere? They doing the whole planet?
Okay. And it won't be long. It'll be in the 2020s, Doc. If you survive to 2030 without any of these genetic therapies injected into you, these biological operating systems, if you can survive to the 2030s and not become a human antenna, it's not just going to be one thing. It's going to be multiple things that they're going to try to get into our bodies.
Right.
If you can survive to the 2030s as a pure human being.
Oh, clearly this video was made before the year 2020. What have we seen? What happened in the year 2020? The Rona came, and then they injected us with some stuff. Not me. I wouldn't one of them. But still, the Rona alone, I haven't been the same since. Caught the Rona a year later, I got 5 different health diagnoses. Whatever the word, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sick. I'm tired of all this BS. Come on now, let's get it together.
You're going to be in a small minority of resistors.
That's what I'm aiming for. To be in that small minority of resistors that's resisting what they're trying to do to us.
Of course, they'll call you terrorists, insurrectionists, enemies, infidels, but you will be the remaining purebloods.
be the remaining human purebloods on the planet. Satan is eliminating God's creation.
Satan is eliminating God's creation. If you listen to the book or read the book or listen to the audio version on YouTube, which I highly recommend, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, the devil will tell you himself that he controls 98% of all people. The other two are controlled by his opposition, who we all call God. So it wouldn't be too difficult for this sort of thing to happen if what that book implies is true. But I have faith, as should you.
That's why the time until Jesus Christ comes back, I believe it's very short. Nothing like this has ever happened, Doc. Nothing. It's never happened like this on this scale.
Jesus, come save us.
We don't know what kind of technology that they had before the Great Flood. But the Bible says that Noah was pure in his generation.
Yes.
Does that mean he and his family were the last purebloods left on the planet? Just go online and study synthetic biology. It will shock you to find out what advances in synthetic biology they've already made.
This man is talking about it too.
One of the other interesting aspects of this particular article, though, is how 6G is going to operate in a whole new environment. It's not going to be operating like 5G is now, basically radio waves and wires. It's going to operate in the light. It's going to be transmitted through light. Lucifer, he's an angel of light, and so, and so we're talking 6G. I just think it's interesting that, even in our own studio here, LED lights, they're pervasive. Every light you own nowadays is an LED light. And I didn't know that it turns on and off 1,000,000 times a second, but they can now use light to transfer information. And so that's one of the words that we've come across at these.
And they're doing it at the speed of light too. This has me thinking of a whole nother theory, right? If, like we heard in the other video, the previous video right before this one, if the Greys or some of these extraterrestrials are giving us some of these technologies and these abilities that we would not have had otherwise, or would have been prolonged throughout our own evolution, scientific, mathematical evolution. What if these Greys, what if these aliens are demonic? Oh, now I'm over here thinking about something somebody else told me. They believe that the aliens are demonic. They believe that they're evil. But this right here kind of has me piecing that information together the same way. Oh my God.
Tech conferences is the word ubiquitous. In other words, it's everywhere you look. What's more ubiquitous than light?
Satan wants to be able to say he is the light of the world.
Satan wants to be able to say that he's the light of the world. I got a phone call to make after this. Hold on.
That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Wow. He duplicates through technology everything that God is through his being. And Satan wants to be able to say that he, Satan, is the light of the world.
Yes.
And that's where he's moving. So we'll watch this advancement in technology. God could set it back. He could mess up their technology, mess up their plans. We don't know. But if we continue on the path that we're on, there's not going to be a lot of pure blood humans on the planet in the 2030s.
Man, there was so much to unpack there. And if this video wasn't controversial enough, y'all don't come after me. This video, as far as me presenting it to y'all, is for entertainment purposes only. Do with the information as you please, but take it with a grain of salt. All of this could be fake. All of this could be them trying to scare us, but it could also be real. Comment down below, what are your thoughts and opinions on what we just heard? Now to the next video.
There has been a massive cover-up
of the existence of subterranean races and where they live. In 1909, a whole subterranean city was found by G.E. Kincaid near the Grand Canyon in Arizona. It was said to be big enough for 50,000 people, with mummified bodies and ancient artifacts found all over the site. Of course, it's been the Smithsonian's job to keep these artifacts well hidden from the public. No one would have ever learned of the discovery if it had not been for 2 articles in the Arizona Gazette in 1909. John Rhodes, author and researcher, claims that this is the underground world where the Hopi Indians originated from. According to their legends, the Hopi lived in this city and were cared for by the Ant People. Could this possibly be the ETs known as the Greys or the Anunnaki?
Yo, that would be crazy. Oh my God. Of course they would want to keep that information from us. To think that this race of Indian people were being protected by a group of aliens in the Grand Canyon. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is there's so much of the Grand Canyon that we are not even allowed to explore. What if that is part of it? He didn't say that as if it was some sort of theory that was written in the newspaper in the early 1990s.
Did you know that color disappears the deeper that you go underwater? Red is the first color to disappear underwater. So I'm going to show you how this red bag starts to turn brown the deeper that I go. Color disappears underwater due to wavelength interference.
Wavelength interference?
Water absorbs some parts of the color spectrum faster than others. You'll often notice that underwater photographers use things like strobes, lights, and red filters to reintroduce color at depth.
Really?
We're probably about halfway there or a little bit more, and you can see how much this bag has changed. As I'm going down, I'm actually equalizing, which is why my hand disappears and then comes back on the screen. Right there, I actually just point to a shark, a reef shark that's further in the distance. We are almost down to the sandy bottom, which is about 80 feet deep or 24 meters. So now that we're at the bottom, you can see the crazy difference from the surface to 80 feet down.
Yo, that's cool. That look like a sandy beach path or something. That's pretty cool looking.
Just wonder.
Look how red it was up there, and then how brown. Oh my God, that's interesting.
How many more colors are down here that I just can't see when I'm this deep?
Fascinating. Like even her hand, the color is gone. You learn something every day.
Simeon Toko was a black African man born in 1918, and he had superhuman abilities similar to Jesus Christ. He was healing people, and he even summoned cherubim and seraphim angels to help defeat the Belgian army. As crazy as this may sound, this is a true story. We'll get into the other unbelievable superhuman things he did in a bit. The elite powers do not want the world knowing about this man because he was the first of many more Messiah-like figures to emerge.
The first of many more Messiah-like figures to emerge? They don't want us to know about him now. I gotta do some research.
In the 1960s, Simeon Toko said more people like him would come and that the elites wouldn't be able to stop us. It is believed Simeon Toko was the first of the 144,000 described in the Bible. He was healing people and performing supernatural miracles. Some of the superhuman qualities Simeon Toko had was regenerating after attempts on his life, even if he was completely eradicated.
What? He was able to regenerate after attempts on his life, even if he was completely eradicated?
One time doctors heard of the rumors of his mystical abilities of being immortal, and they removed his heart surgically to see if it was true. He woke up from the operating table saying, "Why are you persecuting me like this? Give me my heart back," leaving the doctors completely shocked. Simeon Toko was reaching people with his message, and the cabal attempted to silence him for lack of better words. Once they found out he had Jesus-like abilities, but no attempts on his life succeeded, and he just kept coming back.
Y'all, I had to go to the comment sections on TikTok to see what people were saying, and they were like, yeah, we heard of him, and it's true. Anyway, y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See ya.